Hey, what's up? It's Comic95 the Savior, and this will be a Ren's Japanese journal. If you're new to my channel, to briefly explain what this is, basically I'm talking to you as though I'm writing inside of a journal. I'm talking to you like you're my friend, you're my husband, you're a family member, etc. I do not sugarcoat things. I don't speak politically correct here. This is not a safe space for snowflakes and sensitive people. There's no correct side, right, left, whatever. We're not doing any of that type of crap here. If you cannot understand this type of content, maybe it is not for you to watch. If you require the sugar-coated, politically correct, whatever type of crap you want to hear, this is not the channel for you. I'm telling you about my day, my thoughts, my feelings, things that happened to me. I'm not asking you for your advice and your input and what you think you would do as the armchair expert. This is me telling you my own story about my life, typically dealing with here in Japan. Sometimes I'll talk about things that are funny. Sometimes I'll talk about things that make me sad. Sometimes I'll talk about things that make me happy, that make me angry. Just as you would write inside of your own journal, you normally talk about things that make you sad or that make you angry, not so much the happy part of it. But sometimes I do talk about that too. If you don't understand what people write inside of a journal, this content is not for you. So, anyway, I highly suggest that you go back and watch my older videos so you can get an idea as to what this type of content will entail. These are rants, these are rambles, these are random. It'll be about one thing one time and another thing a completely different time. If you enjoy my journal videos, please consider supporting me on Patreon for $5 per month. You'll get access to over 150 videos that are already there. Now, into the video. I am going to warn you, I'm on a diet, and I'm actually eating this delicious guacamole salad that I made. So you're going to be hearing me crunch and take breaks to eat because I don't want it to start getting brown while I'm talking. That sounds like an inappropriate joke at the same time, but let's start getting brown while I'm talking. But alright, anyway. Y'all, I went out for my walk this morning with my hair just like this. Like, normally I brush it into a ponytail, or I wear it half down. I still get attention, but not as much. But I was like, fuck it. It's about to start raining today. I'm just going for a walk. As my mother would say, it's not a fashion show or a beauty contest. I'm married now. I don't have to care about what people think about me. I'm not gonna lie, like, I've had like a really weird experience. Like, I haven't really dealt with anybody ever in my life teasing me or bullying me for having curly hair, not in the US or here in Japan. But I always feel like when people are looking at me, they're thinking negative things. So, like, I normally try not to have my hair natural most of the time for two reasons. One, I like the way that I look better with straight hair. It has nothing to do with white people. I know the black people are gonna put on their Dr. Umar cap and shit, but I promise you, even if white people never existed, I still prefer how I look with straight hair. Just being real with myself. I like my curly hair, and I'm grateful that I have loose curls, so to speak. I mean, these are tight curls, so white person, but you know what I mean. In the black community, we can't say that. I know it's not politically correct, but fuck it, I'm keeping it real. I love my hair texture. However, at the same time, I like it like when you're at the beach, when you're going to the pool, etc. Because my hair looks great, even when it's wet. Like, it looks like I did some shit to it. And then, of course, being in a country where everybody has straight hair, it's nice to kind of stand out a little bit. Like, you know, like, look, y'all over here curling your hair and shit. All I gotta do is add water, bitch. But anyway, back on subject. I normally don't like having my hair curly, like, for two reasons. One, like I said, I think it makes me look better when I have straight hair. And two, I don't like the eyes on me. Like, I don't like people looking at me. Like, I don't. And then, look, I already got a big head. Like, my hair makes my head, like, 10 times bigger, right? So, back on subject. I can literally feel the people looking at me as I'm walking. Like, even people inside their cars, I can, like, see them, like, looking at me, like, oh, like, is that Naomi Osaka? Like, you know, people just, like, looking at you. And you don't know what they're thinking. They could be thinking, oh, a foreigner. Oh, a black girl. Oh, she got a perm. A nice perm. Because that's the funny thing, too. A lot of people assume that if your hair is curly, that it's been relaxed. Or you've gotten a perm. Because, see, I'm kind of confused. In the black community, we refer to straight hair as being a perm. Like, we use perm and relaxer interchangeably. But I know that, like, the correct term is a relaxer for straightening your hair, as in relaxing the curl, and then a perm for curling the hair. So, yeah, like, even my husband, like, he didn't know that my hair was curly until after we got married. And it's like, dude, did you not see, like, when we literally fucking, took a shower together and shit, like, you don't remember what my hair looked like? But I guess I wore my hair straight so much around, like, he didn't notice. Like, he was fascinated. He was like, oh, like, what did you do to your hair? Like, it looks nice. I'm like, you thought I paid for this shit? Like, no. Like, if I paid for it, I'd be disappointed. But anyway. I got a little like laugh out of that while I was walking, like seeing the people like looking at me. And there weren't a lot of people outside, but there was enough. I live in a residential area in the outskirts of Ikebukuro, FYI. But this is the part that got me. When I was coming back into the apartment building from going on the walk, I could hear one of my neighbors in the hallway, like when I got off the elevator. And like the elevator is around the corner, so it's not like where you get off the elevator and you're right there. And now that I think about it, this is the only place that I've lived that's been that way. Because everywhere else that I've lived, the elevator has always been like right where the rooms are. Whereas this big ass bougie building, the elevators are around the corner and the rooms are like on the other side. So you can get off the elevator and have privacy actually, which is great. But anyway, my neighbor on the far end of the hall, he was standing outside and like getting together like all of his bags of trash. And like, it was only for like a split second, you guys. But like, it felt like forever. It probably took maybe like all of 5 seconds to get to my room. He was standing there and he was like a deer in headlights. He was just kind of like looking at me. And then like, I was just looking the fuck, oh fuck, my stomach hurts. Shit. Sorry. Ow, ooh, damn, I'm cramping. I don't know if I got gas or if my period trying to come on. Hold on, people. Alright, I'm sorry for being ghetto. Alright, it seems to have subsided a little bit. Man, that was a really bad cramp suddenly. But long story short, we were both like kind of looking at each other. Mine, like the hallway like has dimly lit lights, like we can't really see each other. And I'm like, okay, like why the fuck is he staring at me? So I'm just staring the fuck back at him. So I'm thinking like, well, I gotta get to my room. And so like the whole time I'm walking there, he's just like staring at me. And then suddenly he like, you know, nods his head at me like, you know, to greet me. And I was kind of fucking confused. I'm like, I had like a delayed reaction. I think like by the time that I nodded my head, like he had already like turned his back to me. So I think like, this bitch crazy. Like, okay, like you're just gonna look at me. You're not gonna talk to me. You're not gonna nod back. Like, okay, rudeness. And I didn't mean to do that. It's just that I'm so used to people ignoring me and like running away from me in Japan that I didn't know what to do. Like, oh, you're talking to me? Like, it made me think about that guy that like wanted to get in the elevator with me. And I was like, no, you can get in the elevator by yourself. And like, then they're shocked. And so it's like, okay, any other time y'all want nothing to do with me. And then the one time where I'm prepared for you to want to have nothing to do with me, then suddenly you want to be my best friend. And so yes, I get it. He didn't say he wanted to be best friends with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, even just acknowledge me. Because normally they don't greet me, they don't acknowledge me, they don't talk to me, nothing. But they do with my husband. Even with my husband, I'll be honest, people aren't super friendly with him either. Like, they're just, you know, nonchalant, like, oh. And normally my husband, he's from the countryside, so he's normally the one that'll greet them first, because he's used to that shit. And he even says that Japanese people in Tokyo, even I have to correct him, like, look, nigga, these people, these people came from where you came from. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna keep it real. When I went to the countryside, people are way friendlier. Like, especially if it's the real countryside, where there's, like, nobody, and there's, like, 2 people nearby. When I went to, like, his hometown in Shizuoka, everybody that we saw greeted us. I went to a cafe. My husband like took on an assignment at another clinic, and when I went to the cafe to wait for him to get off work, the person that like owned that cafe shop, she like sat and talked with me and was asking me where I was from, and just super super nice and friendly. Like, they didn't have like a Japanese only sign. And even when like the other people, I think I made a video for this on Patreon, when like new like customers are coming in, they literally sat at the table with me. Like, the whole restaurant was open, and they decided to sit where I was. And I felt really bad, because I was like, no, I'm leaving the restaurant. And so I didn't want it to look bad like I was leaving because they came. I legitimately was done with my drink. I was just waiting for my husband to get off work. But yeah, I was shocked. I'm like, y'all got a whole cafe where you could, I mean, it was tons of tables. They could have sat anywhere. But they decided, no, I want to sit next to you. And, you know, it made me feel good. It's like, damn, like why can't these people come to Tokyo? So anyway, yeah, I was thinking to myself, like, I felt bad because, like, I wanted to speak, and I wouldn't even say, you know, like, oh, hi, you know, good morning, whatever. And I have to, like, actually train myself, because I always, like, you hear what I just said? I always want to say Ohio instead of Ohio. Like, nobody ever corrects me. I don't think people can hear me when I say, because my husband never corrects me either. I always say Ohio instead of Ohio. There's a silent E. A silent E sound. Because the I in Japanese says E. But anyway, it also just made me think, like, why is it so embarrassing to take out the trash? Like, just think about it. Whenever people get caught taking out the trash, they feel almost like embarrassed. Like they're dragging out like a dead body or something. And so I think that's why that neighbor finally spoke to me, because they never talk to me. I've literally come in at the same time as them, and I've seen them literally like rush to get into the house and shut and lock the door to avoid even having to see me. And so it's like, okay, now the one time that I'm not caring about you talking to me. Like I'm used to it. I've been here for nearly a decade now. Does it still hurt? Yeah, of course. But I mean, think of it like this. It's like this is my story too. If you spend your whole life being abused and somebody else abuses you, you're used to it. Like, I spent my whole life getting, abused at home, abused at church, abused at school. There is nothing you can possibly say or do that can hurt me more than my own family, friends, and church already has. I don't give a crap. Does it still hurt? Yes. Do I still cry? Yes. Do I still have feelings? Yes, of course. But there's nothing new to it. And then it's like eventually you get used to it. If everywhere you go people are saying fat ass, fat ass, fat ass, pig, fat, oink, everything, non-stop, you get used to it. Just like being black. Sure, the first time somebody calls you the N-word, oh, your little feelings are hurt. But then it gets to the point where it's like, I expect nothing more from a colonizer. I'm used to it. Same thing goes for, look, I almost said the word. I forgot my husband's Japanese now, so I can't say that anymore. But he doesn't find it offensive. I had to explain to him that word was offensive. The J-A-P. Anyway, I ain't concerned about y'all little Twinkie asses, literally. Because look, like when an Asian person calls you the N-word, it's a joke to me, because like you do realize that you were in the same category as us back in the day. Like, you're not white. I know that you guys think you are, but you're not. So I literally laugh when people say that. Like, for example, I shared this on Twitter, and it's funny that, who was it? Was it a white person or a black person? Somebody tried to chime in. There might even been another Japanese person. They got offended by me saying that, I shared a screenshot of somebody that had messaged me on a dating app. And they messaged me saying that Africans have AIDS. And I'm like, well, I'm not from Africa. And then somebody else sent me a message. Think about it, but I don't know if it was the same person or a different person. I think it was a different person. And they messaged me. And what did they say to me? Oh, they told me that I was dirty because I'm black. My skin is dark. And I said back to them, I was like, if I did laundry and my whites came out looking yellow, I would think they were dirty too. I said something along the lines of that. And they got offended by that. And I'm like, so you're mad at me for having a comeback, somebody saying something racist to me. You're more upset at my comeback than you are upset at the person that said something racist to me. Now, I'm not gonna lie, two wrongs don't make a right. I should have just let that shit go. Not to mention, don't y'all realize that it's stupid that you've allowed white people to trick you into deciding what's considered as beautiful and what's not? And I know that y'all go on, y'all Japan sympathizers and Asian hoes and come in my comment section like, that's not true, we liked whiteness before white people were ever... Shut the fuck up. Y'all know damn well that the beauty standard changed after seeing what white people look like. Yes, I get it. You guys like pale skin before that. I imagine in Africa, people liked loose curls before slavery too. And you want to know what? Having people literally teach you to hate each other and to feel envious towards people that had lighter skin and lighter colored eyes and longer hair and looser curls most certainly did play a huge role in what's considered as beautiful in the black community. That's facts. It's the same reason why there's black men in particular, who will date any non-black woman. As long as she's not black, you can be as fat and ugly as possible. They see you as a trophy wife. Look at these athletes and celebrities and singers and dancers, etc. Look at who they choose to be in a relationship with. Look at these girls. Now, some of them are beautiful, I'm not gonna cap, but I'm gonna keep it real. Whether it's Erica or Becky or, fucking Ming, they're normally busted or average looking girls. I was literally watching a video from a white guy, I ain't gonna say the person's name, and he literally put inside his video, he's a comedian, and he was like, what is it with black men and fat white women? And I literally left a comment. I was like, well, I can tell that to you right now. It's colorism. They don't care what you look like. As long as you're not black, that instantly gives you like 2 points on like a scale of 1 to 10. I'd even argue 3. Just not being black is enough. And then when it comes to black people, well, all you have to do is have lighter skin and preferably, 3-type hair, looser curls, long hair, etc. And you're instantly beautiful. You could literally put the same face of a light-skinned woman on a dark-skinned woman and she wouldn't be popular. It's that simple. I mean, think about it. Ice Spice. Now, she's really biracial, but hear me out. Put her face on a dark-skinned black woman. Put her body on a dark-skinned black woman, and you would not see the same success. It's that simple. Or if she is going to be successful, she has to try 20 times harder. And there's more pushback. For example, I'm gonna keep it real. Look, I'm a barber, love Nicki Minaj, but people are super outraged over Sexy Red, and it's like, how is her music any different than the other girls that exist out there? All these little light-skinned, biracial, and, you know, other black women that are making music just like her. And I get it, hers is a little more ratchet, and she's actually lived the life. But I get it at the same time. It's like, she's singing the same stuff. Not to mention the double standard. Why is it okay for men to make music talking about effing bees and effing hoes and, you know, killing people, etc.? And that's praise. Nobody gets tired of it. Nobody says, stop singing about the fact that you effed your best friend's hoe. Or, you know, you stole this bitch from whoever. Why is that okay? But then if a girl sings about, you know, how her pussy is good, then that's a joke, and people, you'll constantly, oh, stop singing about your pussy. It's like, okay, stop singing about how you have community dick. Like, okay. And then the other funny thing too is, like, men, when they get money, these rappers, they make music talking about how they waste their money on people that are using them because they have money. But then they get mad at you if you like them because they have money. It's like, you literally sing about how you'll blow bags on hoes and this, that, the other. And it's like, okay, but then at the same time, you clown women for wanting a man because he has money. Makes no sense. That's another story. We'll talk about that in another video if you can remind me. But anyway, I just find it really weird and funny that we find it embarrassing to take out our trash. And it's like, we all eat food. Like, we all eat food. We all buy stuff. Your trash is gonna get full. And I think this guy had like maybe 2 or 3 trash bags. Maybe that's why he found it embarrassing. I'm thinking like, bitch, I took out one of my trash bags by itself just so that when I take out the next bag, I ain't gonna hold 2. I'm in the same boat as you. And this is also why I normally take out my trash either really early in the morning or really late at night, so I ain't got to deal with nobody. But I find it funny how it's like a universal thing where everybody, like, everybody is afraid to have somebody else catch them taking out the trash. Like they're stealing or something. Or like they murdered someone. I can't use the word on YouTube. They're going to ban my video. Or like they ended somebody's life. Took someone's life, okay? And then also, people don't like you to see them when they're leaving their apartment either. So, like, for example, I almost had to pretend, like, I shouldn't be telling you guys this because I don't want y'all to, like, rob me or something. But I don't lock my door when my husband's not here. I don't know why. Well, let me rephrase that. Before he comes home, I do, because then he would get mad at me. He'd be like, why didn't you lock the door? You have to do it. So, anyway, I normally don't lock the door. Or if I do lock it, I only lock one. Because to me, it's like, they ain't finna, what are they gonna do inside my house? Maybe I shouldn't say that, but you get what I'm trying to say. So I felt the need to, like, because I've done this before. I shouldn't be saying this on YouTube. This is really stupid of me. Trust me, if I'm in the US, I would never do this. But in Japan, I feel pretty safe. I felt the need to, like, pretend like I was going to unlock my door with my key. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. We finna break into this bitch. Just walk straight in. And they could think whatever the fuck they want to about me. So I did that. And so I locked it when I got back inside. But it's like, if I know I'm only going to be outside for X amount of time, I don't find a need to lock the door. Now, if I'm going to be gone for days, weeks, whatever, then yes, I do lock all of my, you know, all of the locks. But, like, if I'm only going to be out for like 30 minutes, an hour, and I'm staying in my city, I don't find the need to lock my door. Because I'm also afraid of locking myself completely out and then having to commute a fucking hour to go ask my husband for his key. In the event that I lose mine somehow. But yeah, anyway. Like, why is that though? Like, who decided that taking out the trash is embarrassing? We all eat. We all buy random stuff. We all get gifts. Naturally, your trash is going to become full. And we all have stuff to throw away. So why is that embarrassing? Not to mention, I get it, because I do kind of do this too, so I'm kind of being a hypocrite. But I'll never understand, like, why people, I mean, I guess I do understand, but why people don't talk to their neighbors. It's like, people always talk about being lonely and being isolated. It's like, your neighbors are right next, like, that's the easiest people to be friends with. Because you already have one thing in common. Either you like the same type of place, or you're stuck in the same type of place. So you can either talk about how much you love the place that you're in, or bitch about how awful it is living there. Not to mention, when you're friends with your neighbors, it makes it so much easier to tolerate things they do. Like, for example, think about it. If your best friend lived next door to you in an apartment, you wouldn't mind them banging on the walls and singing karaoke at 2 a.m. But if you don't know them, now you're angry. How dare they? You're ready to snitch and call 119. I just find it weird that we don't become friends with our neighbors. Like, in the countryside, they do. But, like, in the bigger cities here, like Osaka, Kyoto, Tokyo, they don't. It's rare. Like, for example, and this is like another thing I was talking about before that I don't get it. Like, why do foreigners make Japan better than their own country? In fact, I wish Japanese people realize that for the ones that always say that we don't know their culture, we don't know this X, Y, and Z, we actually do quite a lot of studying when you look at the stuff that people are doing behind the scenes here. Like, I cannot tell you how many times I've seen people, like, ask, like, oh, like, is it okay to bring this? Or what gift should I bring? Or I want to bring these chocolate sets X, Y, and Z. And it's like, do you do this when you go to Holiday Inn in the U.S. or La Quinta and shit like that? It's like, you all don't take care of the stuff that we have in our home country. Like, you'll shit on the toilet seats, and you treat the staff like crap, you don't tip them, and then you come to Japan and suddenly everybody's super generous and want to be Bill Gates here and whatnot. I can't say Bill Gates anymore, I'm showing my age. I guess the new one is Elon Musk, but he ain't really generous. So fucking Bezos or Gates or some shit, like, you want to just throw away money to people. And it's like, okay, do you not realize that if we had that same sort of attitude towards our home country, the services that we have would be a lot better? You're wasting it on the Japanese here. They don't care about you. They're going to still think the same evil, ignorant things about you and your country when you leave here. Wouldn't it make more sense to make your country a better place by giving these gifts and doing nice things to people that serve you in your hometown? I know some of you do it in both places, but let's keep it real. There's way more motivation to follow the rules, to treat people nice, to tip well, to give gifts here in Japan to complete strangers that don't know you, don't care about you. Like, there's people buying chocolates and gifts and souvenirs for the flight attendants and whatnot. It's like, do you do that when you're on American Airlines? Nope. But they'll do it when they're on ANA or Japan Airlines. And again, I get it, but it's like, it's not necessary. Not to mention, as I said before, I don't know if I edited the video yet, but I did a video together with my husband where we talked about that. And it's like, they don't expect gifts from you as a complete stranger. Like, that's something that you do if you're Japanese. For example, even if you're doing a homestay, your homestay family does not expect a gift from you. They know that you're not Japanese, and they don't expect shit from you. If you're Japanese, even then, people don't demand it or think that you're a bad person for not doing it, but they understand why you gave it. In fact, to be honest, I'm pretty sure that most Japanese people prefer that you don't give them gifts, because when you do, it's not even a matter of them having the choice. They have to now give you a gift back. Otherwise, if they don't do it, it's seen as very rude and disrespectful. And then it becomes an infinite gift-giving battle back and forth. Now, some people are decent and they'll end it at that. You give them a gift, they give you something back, and then that's it. For example, I kind of got irritated. That was really loud. I said that really loud. I was like, sorry. I kind of got irritated with my husband. Because again, cultural difference. Sorry if my in-laws ever watch this video. But I was like, why are we buying them fucking gifts when it's our wedding? Sorry. We're the ones that got married. Why are we buying gifts for the people that gave us gifts? What? So with all the money that we got from after getting married, which FYI in Japan, they give you money in increments that are seen as, good luck, good fortune, whatever the crap. So for example, typically the lowest amount of money you'll get is $300 per person, and it goes up from there. But you skip numbers like 400, 700, etc. Those things bad luck. And I think maybe 1400 is also bad too, but that's another story. Long story short, we used some of the money from each person, each individual person that gave us money. We got them a gift, and not a cheap one either. And it's like, we're using like 25% of the fucking money they gave us to gift them back. What is the point in that? Like, think about it. Imagine for your birthday, the people that got you gifts, you had to give them a gift back. And not even for their birthday, like, oh, you did my birthday nice? Okay, I'm going to give you a nice gift for your birthday. No, I mean like immediately afterwards. Normally within 30 days. The sooner the better. That's ridiculous to me. But again, cultural difference. I respect it. I don't agree with it, but I can respect it. So, anyway. I just think it's weird. It's like, why are we afraid of our neighbors? Like, I'm not. That's mainly because my mom, I'm a Christian too, but my mom is a real Christian. She would always greet our neighbors. Like, when we were living in the suburbs, I'm not going to say where, we had a Muslim family that lived upstairs above us. I'm not a Muslim. My mother used to be one. She converted to Christianity, thank God. But her family is still Islamic. So like I said, my family is like a divide between ghetto Christian on my father's side, and then my mother's side is Islamic. Confused Islam, I should say. Because like, some of my uncles, like, they still live according to the Quran, but they don't like go to like mosques and whatnot and things like that. But anyway, back on subject. She would always be like really nice to them, really sweet, and even although we didn't eat the stuff, like during Ramadan when they would like bring us food, etc., we would accept it. We were nice to them, and so like the woman, like her sons would never speak to my mom. Like they would sometimes like kind of like if my mom would talk to them, but their mom was surprised. Like, oh, we actually speak to them because we lived in a racist ass white neighborhood with the KKK like right around the corner. I'm not even lying to you guys. I'm being serious. And so I think we were probably like the only people that actually spoke to them. And I'm sure they had their little stereotypes and beliefs towards us. They were Middle Eastern, FYI, not black Muslims. Which, FYI, if you're not very familiar with Islam, basically, Middle Eastern Muslims don't really consider black Muslims to be Muslim because it really is kind of a very different thing. But that's another story. We ain't finna get into that. You can do your own research. And so not even from a religious perspective, but I used to hate when my mom would do it. But now, like, as an adult, I get what she was doing. I appreciate it now. Because, like, you never know. The person you're greeting to and talking to, they may have no one in their life. You may be the only person that's nice to them, that's not racist towards them, that's not prejudiced towards them because of their religion or what they look like, etc. So I kind of like having the opportunity to talk to them. But I will say, like, at the same time, it seems like every time they do try to speak to me, like, they catch me off guard. Because I'm so used to them not talking to me that when they do, it's like, oh, I was supposed to, like, respond. And it's always with a neighbor. Because, like, when somebody out in public, I feel like I'm more alert and receptive. But then I'm sure I've missed out on some opportunities with that, too. Because, like, I told you guys, I've had several situations where somebody, like, if they were mean or a jerk, and, like, they let me cut them. Like, I remember I was in Kobe, and it was like twice in the same day. I had like two different guys give me like the ladies first like approach. And it wasn't like in a creepy, I'm trying to talk to you type of way. But they were just being nice to me because I was a woman. And they let me get in the train first, even though I insisted. See, I was planning to let them go first because, you know, they were older, they were a man. But they're like, no, you know, you go first. So it made me happy. So. And it throws you off guard. Because I'm so used to seeing them, regardless of their age, but especially like middle-aged men, rushing to get on the train before you. So, yeah. But anyway, like, it made me think, it's like, am I racist? Really? Like, maybe you guys are right. Because I wasn't trying to ignore them because they were Japanese, but, like, I, like, felt weird. It was like, I'm just trying to get into my house. Like, don't nod at me now, nigga. Like, yeah, you nodded at me because now you're embarrassed trying to get the attention off all your trash. You was hoarding inside your house. And it's like, me too. Me too. Because really, I try to wait for my husband to do it, but, like, he's lazy. And he normally waits to do it until the last minute. And another part of him also wants to wait too because he likes to do it first thing in the morning when he goes out. And I don't like him. I get it, he's Japanese, that's the way that they do it. And I know some black people do this too, I guess. But I feel like it's a black thing. To me, when you take out the trash, you should wash your hands afterwards. Because the trash bin that you're touching is dirty. And like in this case, I live inside of, you know, a luxury apartment. We have like an inside trash room. So like we're not putting the trash outside and like touching the net. But the door is dirty. You don't know what hands have been in it, when that thing, if ever, has been cleaned, the handle. So I feel like you should wash your hands after touching that. And so there is like a little sink inside there, but 90% of the time it doesn't work or very little water comes out of it. And let's keep it real, most people aren't using it. And so I normally want my husband to wash his hands like after he's touched that, because then it's like you're going back out into the world and you're touching everything. And then like my husband has really dry eyes and he wears contacts. It's like you're putting contacts in your eyes, and I don't like that. And so he hates when I get on him about it, but I don't like him doing that. So normally he'll like wait until the weekend to take out the trash, and it'll build up because between me making food for myself and now I'm eating this healthy diet and I'm making bentos for him, it fills up with, you know, just vegetables and, you know, whatever scraps, etc. So that's all. But yeah, I guess I'm really done with this video. I just wanted to get that like off my chest. Like, I think it's sad and weird that we don't talk to our neighbors as a whole, as a country. And on top of that, why are we afraid to take out our trash in front of other people? Like, it's such an awkward feeling when you're taking the elevator going down, and then like somebody gets on the elevator with you while you have garbage, and it's like, oh no, do they smell my trash? Are they looking through my bag? Do they see that KFC bucket? Like, you just start overthinking everything. I'm not gonna lie, I do feel that way. Like, I hate when I have like a lot of trash from like places like McDonald's or like Pizza Hut, etc. Because like I just feel to myself that my neighbors are judging me, and they're like, yep, I knew it, that American diet. But anyway, I'm surprised at how good my hair looks. It's dry now. And it still like looks wet. Like it looks good. But I'm so happy, y'all. Like, I have no idea like how far I came from being like bald headed and having to wear like wigs and extensions, and now like this is my hair with it being curly. Like, I remember at one point when my hair was so short that this is longer than it was when I straightened it at one point. So super happy. But yeah, my wok is almost all gone. I made a really big like batch of it. Like, I'm literally like gonna be eating this, like this guacamole salad and a fruit salad every day, and doing my 10,000 steps. So yeah, you're not gonna see this video for a while, but I guess that's all, you guys. Just want to like talk about this a little bit because I thought that it was funny. It's like I had the opportunity to talk to my neighbor and I didn't, and I should have done it. And then also the panic that I saw like in his eyes of like, oh no, like she sees my trash. And it's like, I have trash literally right beyond this door. Like, as soon as I go inside, it's right there in front of me, and I need to be taking it out today, but I'm not going to do it. Especially since, well, it's raining, but I don't have to go outside to take it out, so really there's no excuse to not do that. But shh. Anyway, I'm done, you guys. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a like down below. Leave a comment for me as well. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also support me on Patreon for $5 US per month. The link for that is in the description box down below. If you have any video ideas or questions for me that you'd like for me to talk about in a future video, please leave a comment or send me an email directly. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Comic95. I have a Snapchat and TikTok at Comic the Savior, and a Facebook fan page at Comic95 the Savior, and a blog at Comic95.com. Check out my YouTube channel's homepage. I have playlists on working, studying, dating, and living in Japan, and also tons of free journals that you can watch there as well. So yeah, that's all for now. So thank you so much for listening, and thank you for watching, and I hope you'll watch another video.